Cheers and happy Sunday.
Yes, welcome to our not so live life.
Okay, let's explain that. So we are north of Cooktown in far north Queensland, FNQ, and it is super duper hot.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, we tried to record
Crazy.
this actually outside and the Canon overheated and then the GoPro overheated.
Yes.
So anyway, so now we're inside, which is great.
Fingers crossed.
Yes, much better. We covered off Starlink RV in last week's episode. If you haven't seen that, details in the description below. Absolutely has blown us away after 3 months. We then got to Cairns. If you go to starlink.com/map, you'll realise that the coverage map hadn't even got to Cairns yet. We had our PB, our personal best coverage ever. I think it was at like 287 megabytes per second download.
Yes, amazing.
Incredible. They've now opened up Cairns all the way up to Port Douglas. Well, we're even obviously another 400 kilometres north of there.
Yeah.
That has not been released yet, but it's working.
It is working,
We
which is
cannot
remarkable.
believe it. That's right.
Yes.
But
Maybe just not good enough for a live.
No, we did some testing and there was a couple of little intermittent cutouts and we thought, that makes us a little bit nervous given our history of lives.
Oh my gosh, yes. We definitely didn't want to do that to you guys again. We want to give you the best viewing experience, hence why we're pre-recording it. However,
Yes.
we've premiered this episode so that we can be live with you on a live chat. So jump onto that. If you've got questions throughout the episode or comments you want to make, we would love to chat with you over there.
Fantastic. Okay, let's just give you the really quick version. We have been travelling full-time around Australia now for just over 3 years.
Amazing.
Absolutely incredible. We are now in our third van. People are like,
Yes.
geez, how often do you change vans, guys? What that means, though, is that it's given us the capability to have an off-road vehicle.
Yes.
And our 79 Land Cruiser, which we'll get to in a minute, also now has the capability to get us to places that we only ever dreamed of getting for longer periods and just so much better equipped. I mean, we're completely different people as well. So we are super excited about Season 7.
Oh my goodness. Off-grid around Australia. Bring it on.
Unbelievable. We have talked about this for, I think, about a year now,
Yeah.
about the dream of doing this. So there is plenty for us to learn, obviously, and we're going to do our best. We are absolutely going to try and be off-grid for the entire year. Obviously, you have to get water, but that it means that we will be unplugged for power.
Yes, so good. And really trying to live this fully self-sustainable, try and say that quickly, lifestyle as best we can and learn more about it too.
Okay, after 3 years, we have to say thank you, particularly those people who watched our very first episode and have followed this journey with us.
Yes, it's a long haul.
It's amazing. It's gone super quick. For those who've just joined us, we get a lot of comments that say, I just stumbled across your channel.
Yeah, hi, welcome.
Yes, welcome to the channel, Channel 31. Thank you to everyone down there in the Greater Melbourne region for tuning in every Sunday on TV, and now Channel 44. Unbelievable in Adelaide. So we're pretty excited to be able to be bringing you Australia the way we are, and it is such a gift. We honestly feel so privileged about that. This last week we just released a reel which was on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, all the places.
Yes, exactly. And we have this old recording of Jasper from when he was 4, and him reciting that incredibly famous poem by Dorothy and McKellar, My Country. And it's a famous bit, the second stanza. If you're familiar with it, I'm sure if you're Australian you'd know this. And it is so beautiful. We put incredible footage from our 3 years of travelling around Australia, overlaid that and released that, and it had an overwhelming response for us.
Yes, it did, not only because even for Jasper's passion for his country, but the incredible footage. What it did for us was really remind us how amazing Australia is. We really are the lucky country, and just how grateful we feel, to be able to explore it full time as a family, but also to be able to share that with you guys.
Absolutely honoured. So thank you for being here.
Yes,
and being a part of this.
You just reminded me too, to everybody in Victoria, our Channel 31 audience, you know, New South Wales as well, and of course Tassie too. We've got good friends all throughout those regions. Crazy weather events that have been taking place lately with all of that incredible flooding that is going on. So we just wanted to send our thoughts and our love to you and say we hope that you are staying safe.
Yes, and I hope you're getting the services and the help that you need wherever you are.
Yes. Good.
All right. Now, we have, particularly in the last 6 months, found ourselves in a scenario where we're receiving more emails and correspondence than we can actually keep up with.
Yes.
And so we apologise straight up if we haven't got back to you, whether that's on email, messenger, or TikTok, or wherever they've come in from. We, at this point, still believe that we will get back to every single one of those messages, so bear with us. We are getting there.
Yes, we are. And what we've done, actually, it was a good opportunity for us to scan back through those ones that we haven't yet answered and try and include answers to those questions in tonight's Q&A, so that hopefully we are providing you with that information that you're asking us for. I also have to say, I love, to all of you who write to us and tell us your story or how you've been inspired or your plans to hit the road. It is so amazing, and of course we are going to reply, but we love hearing your stories as well. So please keep in touch with us and let us know your plans, and you can do that through our website. And
to kick it off, wherever you are, whether that's here in Australia, the lucky country, or anywhere around the world, drop it into the comments. Say hi from wherever you are. Give a shout out to your local area.
Yes, awesome.
We'd love to know.
If you're on live chat with us, make sure you let us know that you're there so that we can have a chat to you. All right, here we go.
There is a lot to get through, so Kate and I are actually going to pick up our pace now and talk a little bit quicker, because it is on YouTube. You will be able to watch this back time and time again.
Yeah, we'll pop all the links for anything that we reference, other episodes, in the description below, and we'll also try and put some cards up as well to other really great episodes for information that's relevant. Okay, let's do it. We've broken it into different themes because a lot of the questions were quite similar that they were coming in. Let's start with our new zone RV sojourn.
Totally wow. Absolutely pinching ourselves. Still every day we'll pull up somewhere like here in this free camp in the middle of the northern Queensland wilderness and stand back and just go, this is incredible to be able to actually access these sort of places now. It's amazing. Yeah. It is amazing, and we love the van. Okay, so the first question is around our early years of travelling, and that we were probably not wanting to leave the security of the caravan parks, and we didn't do a lot of sort of free camping or getting bush. Now that we've got the vehicles to accommodate that, has that changed, or will that change our style? And the answer is 100% yes. Absolutely. A few things have changed. Obviously the vehicles have changed, but we have completely changed. We had a lot of fear when we started out, and it's crazy to think now, and when we meet people or when we do some of our live events where we're speaking, and that question always comes up around safety and the fear associated to that. And so look, we absolutely, I was probably more scared about towing than anything, and you know, was I going to be able to keep my family safe? And then the off-grid part of it, we didn't have the capability to really stay off grid, you know, remotely for any period of time, or even be able to access them. But we did feel safer in caravan parks for sure. So as the vehicles have changed, and now we can actually access these places, but we've changed as people as well, and the community is awesome. Our number one tip would be always to say hello to your neighbour, introduce yourself. You can clock them and see if they're, you know, a little bit Wolf Creek or not, and then you'll know pretty well that you've established a neighbour and a bit of a community straight up by saying g'day. Yeah, that's great. So we are so looking forward to season 7 and getting off grid, and some of these destinations and campgrounds that, you know, we've only seen others talk about, that we'll actually be able to go and experience. So good. Okay. Amazing. Favourite features of the new van? Okay, great. For me, it is the front toolbox as an external feature. Absolutely incredible. 35% lighter using those composite materials that Zone use. stronger, lighter, much larger. You can fit 30% more.
Yeah, it's amazing.
In there.
And that's where we put like all of our outdoor, so our chairs, our table, our camping mat, everything goes in there. It is so big and awesome.
And next week's episode, I really break down a little bit more about the towable weight, because it is so greatly improved in these new vans because of the clever design, the distribution of weight over the main axles here. The towable weight is so much lighter. So speaking to the Zone guys after our first service last week, they said, use it, use the space, put your weight in there. The towing line has improved greatly. I've changed the hitch position. I've improved the airbag pressure in the back of the 79 as well. I'll talk about that in next week's episode and break that down a little more, but fantastic, love that. Awesome. Inside, I love these windows. Yeah. You know, we referred to them in the talk and walkthrough as European style windows. I think it's because you're bringing that environment inside.
Do you know, one of my favourite windows in the entire van is in the bathroom, which maybe sounds a little bit weird because it's not as big as these ones, but I love walking into the bathroom, and I guess because it's at that eye level when you walk in, everywhere we pull up is just a different environment. I know, it just makes me smile. It's, anyway, love it. Good. The outdoor kitchen, of course, is amazing. It's actually made us do more cooking and things outside. We've been doing Sunday morning pancakes outside.
Sunday fun day. Helping the waistline.
Yeah. And that big table space, that bench space of the outdoor kitchen is great for all of our stuff, because let's face it, we've got a lot of gear and cameras and things, so it's somewhere where we can put that. My other favourite feature, which is super random, is my kitchen bin, because for 3 years I have not had a bin in my kitchen, and we've kind of pushed around a garbage bag, and we, you know, it just is annoying. So to be able to open my cupboard under my sink and have my little dual bins, I just love.
Awesome. Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, how are we finding the compressor fridge?
It is truly amazing. This is, I think, the largest fridge that has been put in a van. And I don't think that's just Zone RV. It is a 272 litre compressor.
274.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's 274 litre compressor fridge. 202 litres are dedicated to the fridge area, the big bit. And the freezer compartment is 72 litres.
Yeah.
It is,
heaps of space.
I mean, it's a lot for a family, 2.5 size family of us with Jasper. A good tip here, keep it fairly loaded, and that will, you know, help keep that temperature regulated. It's set and forget. It is incredible. It's the best part. That's the one thing that I love the most about this fridge. You literally turn it on. That's it. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to switch it over onto gas or turn it back onto mains if you're using mains power, or, you know, turn it over to the car before a travel day. So you just literally turn it on and then that's it. You don't even look at it again. With the new design as well, and all of the Red Arc system is in a service locker, which I will do an external walk and talk of the van as well, because there's some pretty impressive tech on this van. But there is now that space, and there's an external exhaust vent and fan that helps draw out that heat. You don't have to open another flap to make sure there's, you know, cooling. It actually just, like you say, it looks after itself. It's 32 degrees here today, and for the last 3 or 4 days, we'll be here for a week. Absolutely fine. Ice cream's still frozen. Yeah, it's like having a fridge freezer at home. It's awesome. Yeah, perfect. Okay, thoughts on the electric awning versus the manual awning? Yes, okay. When we were asked about this before we'd actually used it, I was like, you know, it's a little bit too fancy, you know, as an option. Yeah. Now that we are well and truly down the track and using it, I love it. Yeah, bring on the fanciness. We love it. We do love it. It is just so convenient. It's super easy. Yes. Quick and easy, I think, is what makes this awning so good. On a travel day, we can pull up, make a cup of tea. Even if we only put it out a little bit, it still provides a shade, whereas we would never pull our awning out on a travel day if we stopped for half an hour. So we're using it a lot more in that respect. And then it's so quick and easy to put out or bring in if the wind whips up. Yeah. Yeah. You have hit your head so many times. Look, I'm actually being disrupted by this FNQ fly, who is going to be flicked out the door if he if he gets any closer. So
really, you're being bothered.
Yeah, my gosh.
Do you want to open this so that
I
they
left
can
the
go
door
out?
open, see? That's my dad used to say to me, you were born in a tent.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, look, the awning arm, once it's retracted, is fairly low, and I have scone in my head because I wear a cap so much, so it kind of restricts your vision.
Yeah.
Something cool Katie did is got one of those fake plants, which looks really good, and it's light, and we hang that on one end, and then our mosquito coil in its catch sort of, cage on the other end, and that prevents me from hitting my head.
Yeah.
You can extend it to such a height that you can probably clear it even if you were 6'1", 6'2", but that puts the awning really out very high. Yeah. It is amazing.
Yeah, we love it. Awesome.
We can also use our awning anchor kit to tie it down to stop that flapping.
Yeah.
I checked this off with Zone. I had a question. Are you sure that you can do that with these electric awnings? Yes. If it had an automated arm where it would retract in severe weather, you probably couldn't use a tie-down kit on that sort of system. But it's working great for us.
Yep, love it. Okay, the toilet. Lots of questions about the composting toilet, which of course is really new for us. How hard is it to empty? What do we prefer? So after a couple of empties and having the van for as long as we have, I think we both agree that we do prefer the composting toilet over the cassette.
Yeah, definitely.
A number of reasons for that. Obviously the environmental reasons. It also doesn't use any water, so for our off-grid year, that's a big bonus as well. Not having to go to the dump point.
Zero odour.
Oh, zero odour, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, there's a little bit of an earthy smell when you're changing it out.
Yeah.
It does have its own little exhaust fan.
Yes.
So I'm sure that contributes to it. Just no smell.
No.
It blows me away.
Yeah, and they're not having to go to the dump point every couple of days. If we are passing a dump point, we will dispose of our number one's container in it, which is great. Yes. If we're out bush, obviously that does make it easy and you can dispose of it that way, being responsible, of course. We don't feel like we've nailed the emptying of it yet, hence why we haven't covered it in any of our footage, or maybe the level that we're able to compost in between empties is the best way to put it. So we're still learning lots. We've got lots of questions. So if you have been using a composting toilet and you love it, I want to know a few things. How much core peat do you use? How wet or dry do you make it? How do you break it up? Do you store it already broken up in a separate container? Or do you do that when you're changing it over? What garbage bags do you use? I watch all of these videos of people in America and they have a garbage bag that fits perfectly and then tip it over and make it look really easy. I haven't found a garbage bag to fit yet, or if there are compostable garbage bags.
It just gave me an idea. You might have to look on eBay. There probably is, because Nature's Head,
yeah, good point,
I think, is an American branded composting toilet. So
yeah, okay. Anyway, if you've got advice for us, because I am so determined to love this composting toilet and be one of those people that's like, yeah, it's so easy and we just do this and look, it's done. So if you've got advice, in all seriousness, we are asking for your help so that we can absolutely nail it. Okay,
a couple of things that I think are good to know if you're going to be new to composting, and let's say you're older and you're not as able-bodied or you're not as physically fit. Don't leave it too long to change it because it gets heavy. So because you are removing the entire toilet, and although it's a fairly lightweight kind of system, oh, that could be your mum. If it's my mum, because I'll call it that. Carrying it back outside, if you left it for a couple of weeks, then it's not going to be so heavy if you left it for 6 weeks, because you can leave these things for quite a long time. It's pretty amazing. One of the reviews we watched was of a guy in America, a family of 6, and he's changing it every week. But I guess that's a lot more, mouths to feed and a lot more end result. So I think you really have to just juggle that depending on your level of fitness and the weight of it. The other thing is, because if you're unfamiliar, there's 2 separate changes. So your number ones are separated from your number twos, basically. And in your number ones container, if you pour just a half a cup of white vinegar before you start over each changeover, then you will completely remove that odour as well, pretty well, you know. And you only
it's noticeable, isn't it, the difference?
Well, it's noticeable when you're carrying it out. You don't notice it when you're going, but as soon as you take that cassette out to empty it, then you go, okay, right, you know, is it the urates? But that is where a lot of the smell is in general use. So a bit of vinegar will fix that. Yeah,
great tips. That was your brother calling, by the way, so you'll have to call him back in a minute.
I've got 4 brothers, so it's hard to know which one.
Your favourite one.
You know who you are.
Okay, what's the best way to wash the red dirt off the van, and what products do we use to clean the van?
Okay, you can definitely use a gurney, a high-pressured hose, just to get rid of most of that red dirt, as we experienced just out at Charleville with all of that flooding out there. And, you know, we were up to the rims, halfway up there in thick mud.
It was amazing.
It was incredible, watching the van slide around. We were like, wow. We wouldn't even attempt at this, you know.
No way.
So, pretty cool. But, getting that all off, high-pressured hose. When we spoke to Zone, when we very first picked up the van, we asked this question. They said, hot soapy water, don't use any chemical harsh products. You don't need to. The only thing they suggested was gumption for these. It's a synthetic stone table, and it is a little bit porous, same with the main kitchen bench top. It's one piece, and using gumption on that, perfect.
Is amazing. We'll get anything out. We try not to use too harsh chemicals in any part of our life, really. So we also use our essential oils, like lemon essential oil is great. White vinegar is
Smells
also, really good. So for inside, the cleaning is pretty simple, actually. And for the toilet, too, the vinegar is great. The Nature's Head came with like a little spray bottle that's also an activator. So we're trying out that. And also Eco Traveller, which is the brand that we used to use with our cassette toilet, which is a great Aussie product. They have a chemical-free probiotic cleaner as well that we use. So,
fantastic. Actually, if you're interested in that, if you were running a cassette, and something that definitely eliminated the odour for us when we were running a cassette for, almost 3 years.
And we tried a lot of products.
Their products are awesome. And you get a, 10%. Yes, 10% discount code through our website, feelgoodfamily.com. I just wanted to jump to the solar panels and how to clean them. And if you've got an idea on this, then please let us know. I've done a little bit of Googling, and the 2 things that I saw was using Rain-X. You know that product that you use on your windscreen? Somebody's using that.
So like to make it bead away?
I guess so, and it just keeps it really clean. But then most people just say, again, hot soapy water. So I know that will be part of an upcoming episode in about 6 or 7 weeks, I can't remember the schedule, where we dedicate to how do you actually clean and maintain your RV. So we'll cover that off as well. But
awesome.
If you know, let me know.
From memory, Eco Traveller have a solar panel cleaner as well.
There you go.
You should check that out. Okay, moving on to the 79 series. We know you guys are screaming out for that walkthrough, and that is coming up. We keep saying, we promise it's coming soon, it's coming soon. It definitely is. Yes,
I think that is in about 4 weeks or mid-November 2022 if you're watching this at some other time. So check that out because that will be a 100% dedicated episode to that vehicle and everything that is kitted up on it. Just a couple of things to answer these questions that are coming in every day on the same question is, how did you get that vehicle so quickly? Did it get sponsored? No, it did not get sponsored.
Look, God, we wish it did.
I think we also got asked to please stop calling it a truck. Look, compared to the 4-cylinder, it's a truck. Look, we understand that.
I'm sorry. It's a truck to me, and I don't think I can call it...
You're not going to change Katie's name.
No, I can't call it a
It sounds like a truck. Whoa, I love that
truck.
V8.
It's a beast.
But we will dedicate a complete episode to the 79 series. 4-year-old vehicle, 100,000 kilometres already on the clock, completely kitted out. Just timing and by chance did those stars align for us because the vehicle had already been going to another owner. So amazing. Thank you.
Yes, so good. Okay, and we'll go through all of the mods and everything that's on it because it is pretty awesome. Fuel economy is something you can answer. Yes,
and I did cover this very briefly in last week's episode, but here it is. 22.5 kilometres, 22.5 litres per 100 kilometres of diesel.
Yep.
Okay. Let's give a comparison here to the Hilux. 4-cylinder vehicle, 2.8 litre turbo diesel. I'm trying to remember everything about that vehicle. Anyway, it was doing about 19.6 kilometres per 100 litres per 100 kilometres. God, you know, you've got numbers by now. So, look, the bottom line is it's 3 litres more consumption per 100 kilometres with the 79 series. Yep. And next week's episode, we will actually tell you the 2,200 kilometres from the Gold Coast up to here to Cooktown, or just north of. We'll tell you how many hours, how much fuel consumption, and how much that cost. Ouch. Based on that trip too. So that'll give you a very clear and concise understanding of that. Quick answer: 22.5 litres per 100 kilometres travelled.
Speaking of sponsors, we need a fuel sponsor. That would be awesome.
What we need is an EV sponsor. We need to look. You know, it's coming at some point. Electric vehicles and the ability to actually charge and maintain those vehicles around Australia will happen at some point in the future. Hopefully, we get to
Series
see that.
8 EV around
I think it
Australia.
might be Series 18. Yeah. It will happen.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. How are you finding the 79 to tow, and how did you decrease the bumpiness, the porpoising, as somebody told us that's what it's called?
For the first 6 weeks, good and bad days, you know, where it's like, how's it sound? I'm like, yeah, it feels really great. Next time, I don't know, I just haven't got the balance right. And I just couldn't figure it out. I put the question out there. Again, you know, the joy of asking a question and having decrease it down to, you know, 15, 20 PSI. You should have 40 PSI pressure in your airbags, you know, on the 79. And I'm like, this is so confusing because there's 2 completely different ways to go here. What we did is we reduced from 30 PSI in the airbags down to 25 PSI. We changed the tow ball hitch position by 30 mils and raised it. I've loaded up the toolbox now with all the gear. 2,200 kilometre drive up here from Zone after doing all of that during our service. Brilliant.
Awesome.
I'll cover that off again in more detail next week.
Okay.
But, you know, quick answer again, love it.
Yes, and average
it is so good
speed?
now. 92 kilometres an hour. It's something like that. It's between 90 and 93 kilometres an hour.
Yeah.
It's the sweet spot, 5th gear, manual. We got asked, how's it driving a manual?
Yeah.
I love it, you know.
When we remember that it's got a clutch, it's really good.
Oh, come on. That was... yes.
I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, one goat. Yeah, look, I think when we first started, there was the smell of clutch through the car.
Yeah. You've got to switch your brain over into that.
It wasn't so much that as being in, I guess, those sort of dirtier scrub areas, you know, a bit muddy or whatever, having it in high range and just getting the gear and the clutch ratio wrong.
All those hill starts.
With the, you know, 3-ton van on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got it now.
Yeah, you do. Awesome.
Sorted. Love it.
And I haven't stalled it in a while either, so we're doing
you're doing good.
Okay, travelling gear and lifestyle. What do your wardrobes consist of to cover off all seasons?
Excellent. I think I have in total 5 short sleeve shirts, 2 long sleeve shirts, 2 jackets. One of those jackets is a weatherproof jacket.
Yep.
A pair of hiking boots. I just picked up a new pair of runners. Yes.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. You and Jasper have got a bit of a fitness challenge.
Yeah, Jasper, you know, he's talking about, you know, just the changing one vowel in your life, and that literally is from the word fat, F-A-T, to fit, F-I-T. And he's like, oh, okay, yes, we have to change the A to an I. I'm like, this is lessons.
How cute was he when he said to you, hey, Dad, seeing you've given up the alcohol and you drink the 0 beers, I think it's time for us to give up the sparkling water.
I think he just wants to be a part of the challenge. Yeah,
I love it.
It's good.
As far as my wardrobe goes, I probably have a little bit more on board than you do, but we're really conscious of what we've got, and we've learned.
You're only tiny. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got one shirt is 3 of yours. I
love that. We have learned over our 3 years of travel that less is more in all respects of what we've got in the van. For seasonal, like places like Tassie, we got tipped off by friends of ours, another travelling family, who said to us, don't buy everything
Yeah.
and take it with you when you go to Tassie. Like, roll off the spirit, go to an op shop. You'll pick up amazing jackets and beanies and gloves, and that's exactly what we did.
Amazing.
Yeah, the gear was awesome. Like, it's basically all Kathmandu and, you know, like brand label stuff down there.
Not quite, but I have to say, like, the Kathmandu gear that we did get, I mean, their state uniform
yeah.
is a Kathmandu vest.
Yeah.
So amazing. And we got some O'Neill ski jackets.
Yeah.
And the gear was all great.
Yeah.
And we gave it back when we left.
Yeah, we donated
Yeah.
it back to the op shop. So that's a really good way to do it as well. And you could do it on the flip side with the summer gear as well if you wanted to.
It's not as heavy, I guess. It's
Yeah.
getting rid of some of the heavier gear and
Yeah.
not travelling with it. Yeah.
Yeah, but most of our time is spent in warmer climates, so we really do just cater for that and then have a couple of jackets. Okay, what pegs do we use for tying down different things? The awning, awning on the 79.
If you've been watching our channel for some time, you'd know that Outback Tracks is our partner. We purchased this gear. We loved it. We reached out to Paul, who is a Queensland guy, family business. He is the most innovative guy, and he gets products to market, which absolutely blows our mind. Like, how do you do that? It's, you know, it's so much harder than I think people give credit to.
Yep.
And he's done this time and time again where he's gone, I reckon I could improve that.
Yeah.
And he does, and he gets it done. And check out his website. I mean, Outback Tracks, just Google that. You'll see every product you go, oh, that's simple, but it's brilliant.
Yeah. So we love the ground dogs, the big dogs. There's sand pegs. Yeah,
The
lots of
new
cool stuff.
little ground puppy.
Oh, yeah.
They are so good.
Yeah.
And they're all relatively lightweight.
Yes.
Yeah, so anyway, check that out.
Yeah.
Very good.
Awesome. Okay. Did we have a business plan before we set off, and do we have suggestions for making money on the road?
Okay.
Yes, we did. Yes, we do.
There you go. Done. Next question.
No, actually, we did a video not that long ago all about, oh my God, it was our live from Fraser Island, which was terrible, and then we re-recorded it.
Yeah.
All about how to make money on the road. So we'll pop that link to that video in the description below, and hopefully it's appearing up here as a card somewhere. Check that out, because it is amazing what people are doing out there, just thinking outside the box a little bit to make money on the road.
Amazing.
And there's so much
Inspirational.
work out there as well. It's just awesome.
I tell you what, if you've got a good attitude, you don't even need the skill sets.
Yeah.
You can learn anything.
Yeah.
And people are willing to invest time in to teach you something if you've got a good attitude.
Totally. So good.
Pack your good attitude and hit the road.
Yeah, best advice.
Yeah.
While we're talking about money, how do we budget, or what would we recommend for those planning to travel who are unsure about costs, or what vehicles to buy? Again, I think our Lessons from a Lap Year 3-part series that we recorded at the very start, can you believe that? The start of this year.
Yeah, amazing.
We delve into a little bit more about that, and we recommend a great budget template that we used. I mean, everybody's expenses are going to be different, and we get the budget question a lot, like, how much money am I going to need to save, or how much is it going to cost me to travel? Well, it's different for everybody based on so many different variables as well. Our advice would be, well, what's your budget now, and what can you afford, and just work to that. Because honestly, that's the best way to think about it.
Absolutely. And looking at that Lessons from a Lap Year 3-part series, looking at the eBook, which comes, I think, also with an audiobook, a free audiobook.
Yeah.
All of that is already available on our website. Check that out.
I'll put the link below.
Yeah. Or actually, let's drop in now the promo clip for Lessons from a Lap Year. To explain it a little bit better, we'll grab a top up in our drinks and we'll be back in about 30 seconds.
This is the road trip guide that we wished we had before we hit the road.
Yes, after 2.5 years and 80,000 kilometres travelling full-time around Australia, the ultimate road trip ready pack plus free audio book has been released.
This guide is your one-stop shop to planning and preparing your travels around Australia. Over 85 pages, including detailed information on planning, purchasing and preparing for travel, gear, must-haves, safety and security, tips for levelling, tips for sand driving, storage tips and hacks, vehicle maintenance, what to expect when travelling outback, road safety, apps maps and resources, over 100 clickable links to everything you need to know, and industry resources including the National RV Towing Guide, vehicle weight acronyms, hitching and unhitching checklists, budget template, packing lists, grab and go bag checklists, emergency contact lists, bucket list templates, and over 15 of our favourite road trip recipes.
Plus all the lessons that we have learnt lapping around this great country of ours.
Plus, as an added bonus for every purchase of our Ultimate Road Trip Ready pack, we are gifting you for free our audiobook, Lessons from a Lapia.
And an affordable and special release price that'll cost you less than one night's camping.
How good is that? Visit our website to get your hands on a copy of the Ultimate Road Trip Ready pack.
It is so hot here. It is ridiculously hot.
Yeah.
I do love it though. I love, having the warmth and a bit of glow on Katie's skin.
Yeah, that's perspiration.
Natural glow. Okay. Best thing about the ebook obviously is that it doesn't weigh anything.
Yes, it is an instant digital download. You're not going to receive anything in the mail.
Love it. All right, let's keep going on.
All right. What brand are our red camping chairs? They are Snow Peak.
Yes.
They're really great actually. Those red ones are like director's chairs, so they're quite upright.
They are incredibly lightweight.
Yes.
Amazing. Japanese company, and they have another set of chairs. I think they're called like the Lowriders or something like that. And we have sat in those before.
Oh, they're so good.
Yeah, they'll be our next purchase.
Yeah, they're like the lounging around the campfire kind of chairs.
Fantastic.
Yes. Okay. What brand of hat am I wearing? We laugh because this is a comment that comes up all the time, which is just awesome. I do love
that and the boots and the green boots.
Yeah.
Every single week there'd be a handful of questions on those two items.
Yes. Okay. So the hat that I'm currently in, which is the light beigey colour, which I actually think the colour is fawn, if that's even a colour.
It is a colour.
Is a Kringle with a K. So jump online. They've got lots of really great hats. I bought that at a caravan show. I think the Gold Coast
one.
Caravan
Metricon.
show. Yeah.
Yep.
So I've been running that for. I think I'm due for a new hat, Dal.
Here's a poll. Should Katie design and release her very own branded hat and boots? The answer is yes. I already know that.
Wow, in my spare time, don't sleep. Okay, do we carry a sat phone for more remote travel?
No, we do not. We have every other communication device known to man. Sat phones are fantastic.
Yep.
I have used them in filming locations that have been incredibly remote when I used to be in the TV production world. They are expensive in some ways, I think it'd be fair to say. What we are blown away with is Starlink, and that is because it will revolutionise safety, I think, across the world. Here in Australia, we're incredibly remote. As soon as you get a few hours off the coastline, and to be able to have instant connection, I think will change how remote living is looked at and viewed. I mean, there's a housing crisis and there's all of these empty regional properties everywhere. I just think this ability to connect people through this, satellite link up is incredible.
Yeah,
and I think
it's awesome.
When you look at what its value is, to your lifestyle, and is amazing.
Yeah. We're not going to carry Starlink with us when we hike though, so we do have
That's a pretty good point.
a Garmin InReach Mini. In fact, we have done a previous episode on every device that we have tried and tested and use. It is an RV Communications. We'll put the link again down below so that you can check that out for more details.
Yes. Somebody asked us, what does RV mean? And, it's an American term. Why has Australian uses it? Look, it means recreational vehicle. And every single town that you drive into says RV friendly town.
Yeah.
Or RV parking, and it is referring to recreational vehicles.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just specific to caravans. It doesn't say caravan parking, motorhome parking, trailer parking, rooftop. It just says RV, which is recreational vehicles.
I think in America, they refer to motorhomes as RVs in America.
There's fifth wheeler and trailers and
travel trailer is a caravan.
Whereas in Australia, it encompasses everything.
Yeah.
So hopefully that answers that question.
Yeah. Okay. Do we have recommendations for a good towing course or a 4x4 course?
Yes, absolutely. Anyone that you can find,
in your local area.
Yeah, wherever you live. We think that it's invaluable education to the point where we feel that a towing course should be part of a license.
Yeah.
You know, like if you get a jet ski.
A boat license.
Yeah, or a boat license. Or it makes sense to us. I mean, here you are, combined weight, you know, whatever, you know, up to 9 ton towing down the road. Good luck.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
mental. You know, how much more confident, comfortable, considerate, and just skilled can you get by doing some training?
Yeah.
We think you should do it.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
confident. We did our course with Wayne from Caravan Towing Tuition. He's based on the Gold Coast, but I think he also services Brisbane and possibly the Sunshine Coast as well. Again, we can put his details down below.
Or if you're further afield, get on to Dave Lewis from Weight Check, because he's so connected to all these other guys as well.
We love Dave.
Yeah, he's a legend.
Yeah, and if you're looking to get your caravan weighed, talk to Dave or his network as well. Okay, what app do we recommend for navigation and road conditions? We've had lots of people write in and say, you know, it's all well and good to get the map on how to get to your destination, but how do you know what the road conditions are like and whether it's suitable for me to take my RV on?
Okay, one app that we found earlier on, and this was because we were in a rental motorhome.
Oh my God.
And we came down peak traffic. I think it was around 3:15, North Sydney, to a low-lying bridge, like a train crossing.
It was hideous.
And then we had to reverse it. People were abusing us.
It was literally a train wreck.
It was like that. Luckily, we didn't take out the Luton bed, and
yeah, the bit that they don't cover on your insurance.
Exactly. And we reversed out of this thing and up a driveway and then up another driveway, remember? In northern hills of North Sydney. It was terrible. And what did this do? It made us really look further afield for some advice, and we found Psygig. And I think it's SYGIC, Psychic.
Yeah, it is. And
it's an app.
It is a great app.
You can put in all your parameters.
Yeah.
Your weight, your length, your height of whatever vehicles that you have, whether you're under tow or not.
Yeah, whether you want to avoid unsealed roads, all of that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it is an excellent app. In fact,
amazing.
We, in our Lessons from a Lap Year ebook, we have pages dedicated to the apps that we love and use on the road.
There is 100 clickable links in that ebook.
Yeah.
So obviously it's been many kilometres to put that together. So
yes,
amazing.
Okay, I'm going to need to let Jasper in because he can't open the caravan door by himself. Does Starlink provide unlimited data, uploads, downloads, and can you pay it off, or is it upfront? I'll be back.
Yeah, you know, buy now, pay later, BNPL. I don't know if that exists.
Okay.
I would imagine that there would be some service providers that you could look into to find that out. The hardware cost, again, a complete review in last week's episode, link in the description, but it was around $850 to $900 for the hardware. Then it is an ongoing cost. If you're looking at Starlink RV, that you are using it for the purpose of travelling around Australia and moving constantly. You want the freedom to not be in a contract, switch it on and off. It is $174 per month. Okay, so it's $139 as a fixed service, plus $35 per month to have that ability to have it as an RV system.
Yep.
There's another system in between called portability, which you can't switch off, and it's the same price. So there you go. I think I got that right, $174. Yes. No limits on upload, download. Incredible speeds, particularly on download. As content creators, our primary use is upload.
Yes.
Look, we're getting, in that anything from 5 to 22 megabytes per second upload. That is incredibly better than having to drive an hour and a half.
Or
and then
upload
maybe
over
getting
24 hours.
2 megabytes per second.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Daly Waters. Incredible.
We stayed longer because our upload was still going and we couldn't move.
Yeah, it was over 24 hours to upload one episode.
Yeah.
So, and that was, the northern part of Northern Territory.
Yeah.
So now, boom.
Way of the future, doll. Way of the future.
God bless you, Elon.
Why am I roboting? Okay, can you do a complete rundown of the gear that we use or that we've tried across our 3 years of travelling? Yes, we can. We'll dedicate an episode to it.
Yeah, that's not a 30-second answer.
No.
But we have definitely worked out that there's a lot of stuff that you just carry at the start that you think you might need, that you don't. But there's definitely, things that you really should have on board, and there's some really great suggestions on YouTube on, bush mechanics, just really simple stuff, and we'll talk all of that through in a dedicated episode in the not so distant future.
I think we found a really good medium between not having the essentials and then having too much stuff on board.
Yeah.
So we found a good place for just the everyday person who maybe not is mechanically minded or has the truck canopy full of tools. We found a really good happy place. So we'll go through that. That's a great question. Okay,
awesome. Let's
talk about Tassie. When do we not love talking about Tassie? Okay, we've got questions around what do we prefer in terms of day sales, daytime, nighttime, day sales, night sales. What about for people who get seasick? What about for families who have more than 4 people in their family? So let's tackle these one by one. We've only ever night sailed. We've done that intentionally because we figure if the conditions aren't going to be great, we'd rather be sleeping than awake trying to deal trying to sleep than awake trying to deal with it. So we've always opted for a night sail. The other bonus of that is that you roll off the ship, boom, you're into your first day.
Love it.
Yeah.
Whereas if you roll off at night into Melbourne on peak hour, holy Freddo frogs.
Yeah.
And that's a really great tip as well. If you are going to, on your return trip, come in on a Sunday. So sail on a Saturday night, you get in on a Sunday anywhere, it's really quiet. You sort of mosey off, there's no traffic.
Yeah, exactly. And
whichever
the same will go for Geelong now that they're moving down there as well. So that is a good tip. We have always paid the additional few $100s for a cabin, and we would 100% recommend that you do that.
Absolutely worth it.
In fact, when we sailed back during COVID, of course, that was a requirement. They gave everybody, you didn't have an option. You had to have a cabin. But that gives you a space to sleep. It gives you a space if you're a travelling family to just go and chill, get some work done.
Awesome showers, like the high pressure, hot, your own toilet.
Great.
It's beautiful. It's like a mini cruise.
Yeah.
Without all of the fancy stuff, but there's multiple bars, there's a restaurant, there's a library,
cinemas.
I mean,
it's awesome.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. Okay, seasickness. So obviously there are lots of products on the market that you can buy. If you suffer from seasickness, you can also, I know from my experience with my sister, she suffers really bad seasickness. She can actually get a prescription from her doctor made up to combat that. We have our ginger essential oil on hand, and we also have one called Digest Sen, which are just full of those good tummy taming.
That Digest Sen is and should be a part of every single parent's first aid kit.
Yeah.
It just settled the stomach, and it was interesting this last time with Jasper. I don't know whether it's because we had the 600 constant leafs in the back of the Hilux, but he got travel sick.
Yeah, in Tassie.
On the second time we went to Tassie. And so we got him some special wristbands.
That's a great point. The C bands?
Yeah, they were really good. They definitely helped.
Yeah, on your pressure points.
And then we started putting this Digest and just rubbing it in on his belly. It smells divine.
Yep.
And it settled him. So, you can check that out. You can check all of the essential oils, doTERRA essential oils, through our website as well.
Yes, awesome. For families that have more than 4 people, The cabins only accommodate 4, which is a bit of a
Sneak one
bummer. Yeah, so you would need to book 2, but we know families who, you know, mum will take a couple of kids, dad will take a couple of kids and do it that way.
Yeah. You can't sneak one in. I was just kidding.
Yeah, no, you
they
definitely
know how many
can't.
people.
Yeah, and they also know, and we've been caught out with this in the past, exactly how long your setup is. So don't try and, you know, reduce the price of your ticket. They will measure you.
They get out and they get out with a measure tape, a full measure tape. They get a person on one end and they measure it from the bumper to bumper.
Yeah, I just totally entered the wrong thing, and when we pulled up, she was like, "You're way longer than what you've put on."
We
your
even
thing.
argued with the lady. Nah, I'm like, my wife's incredibly efficient. She has not made a mistake.
No,
and
but
the lady's like, I
had.
I think she has. I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
I totally made a mistake. Anyway, we have so much content around Tassie because we've been a couple of times. We absolutely love Tassie. We did a Tassie wrap-up episode off the back of our last 4 months over there. So again, we'll put that link in the description down below, but that covers off heaps of great information as well. And another question we had about Tassie was, what are our favourite places and how long would we recommend?
Tasmania. Just go to Tasmania. And it
For
wouldn't
as
matter
long as you can.
whether you turn right or left. It is incredibly stunning.
Yeah.
It is so packed with natural beauty, natural assets that will blow your mind and will keep you returning time and time again. You couldn't see it all in 3 months. You couldn't see it all in 3 years. I mean, it is an amazing place.
If you're limited on time, though, our best tip would be pick a region or a road trip. So we created a series of
8
Yes.
drive itineraries?
Yeah, to really try and help people who are short on time, because you don't want to race around the island and try and see all of this stuff because it'll just be a blur. So you can check those out on our website. We've got free guides as well that you can download, or you can purchase the bundle. And that comes with a free audiobook as well about how to eat and drink your way around Tassie, which is really good.
The Taste of Tasmania audiobook was one of my favourite things that we've ever recorded.
Yeah.
The food is outstanding.
Oh my God.
And the beverages. I couldn't go there now because I'm almost 6 months into my alcohol-free year. And, that would really
Maybe
be
we
difficult.
go to Tassie when you finish that and we go and celebrate.
I always joke about what do you need to take to Tasmania? A hole punch for your belt so that you can just extend it.
Yes, or elastic shorts. Okay. All right, moving on to content.
Yeah.
What do you use? Because you do it all, to edit our videos, our reels?
I am on a MacBook Pro 13-inch laptop. It has been supercharged.
With a new screen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Apple.
Yeah, because I just broke that, as you know, I've been watching the episodes. And that has been really absolutely beefed up. And so I had that built. That then has software Final Cut Pro, which if you're an Apple person and you've started with the free software, which is iMovie, the transitional steps up to Final Cut Pro are pretty seamless. And I won't say easy, because as much as I used to be able to sit in a production office and, or suite, and as a producer say exactly how I wanted the shots to tell the story, actually editing I had to learn on the road, and now I just
Which you'll
love
see
it.
if you've been watching our content from the very first episode. You'll see that progression in your skill and ability.
I think so. I mean, it's like anything, you're doing it every single day, literally. That's first thing we do when we get up in the morning. We have our meeting, have a coffee, 5 a.m, boom, editing. So I spend up to now 25 hours a week. It's started to increase more now because I'm shooting a lot in vertical, so that's added about 3 or 4 hours a week.
And Jasper's content.
Every week. So it's an incredible body of work to get out each week, but it is the biggest reward, and not even for us now. I think, in 15, 20 years when Jasper's, off adventuring on his own around the world and we're sitting back watching him on YouTube or whatever it is, It'll be such a gift to look back on this.
Oh, even his little voice from the My Country recording when he was 4, just when Paul made me listen to it, I was like,
I'll put that on the end of this episode. I think, because if you haven't seen it, you're not, then it is absolutely beautiful.
It is beautiful. Okay, and what cameras do we use and recommend?
Okay, really quick list is we have about 4 GoPros. They are amazing. They're the most stable camera for the price on the market. They are unfortunately a little temperamental. They can overheat. They can just cut out. I mean, we use ours every single day, and I turn them over, all of them, each year. So
and we're constantly charging batteries too. Like they come out, they go on charge.
I've gifted a few away to younger guys that are starting out, and because they still work, but we need them to work now.
Really reliable.
So them, we have a couple of Canons, an M50, which is an awesome starting camera as far as getting that rich colour quality of Canon cameras that they're renowned for.
Great for vlogging.
Perfect for vlogging. And now we have a Canon R6 with this incredible lens
that we really need to learn how to use.
Wow, it is stunning. As a locked off camera, perfect, even for some of that really beautiful silky smooth stuff that you see.
I want to do an online just little photography course to really get the best out of that new camera for stills images as well.
We're looking for a much longer scope lens for that. They're so expensive, but watch this space. You'll know when that comes because of the footage that we'll be able to capture, particularly around wildlife.
Drones,
iPhones. Most of our first season, 2 seasons, was shot on an iPhone. People are like, wow, what camera did you use? So that's pretty amazing. Drones, we have 2 drones. We have
both DJI
Mavic Air 2 and a DJI Mini Pro 3, which is great because you just click a button and boom, vertical. So perfect if you're a TikToker.
Yeah, amazing. Technology is so good. Okay, let's move on to...
That's a lot of charging lithium, let's put it that way.
Yeah, it is. Amazing. And a lot of gear to carry too. You'll see us do hikes. Paul's got a massive backpack on. That is full of all of our camera gear, generally a tripod or 2 or sometimes 3.
We have mini tripods. We have some lighting. We have really great mics now for audio that are all wireless, all road gear. Our podcast is all road gear. Fantastic. That's a great story to read about.
Mr. Road.
Yeah, Australia and Road. R-O-D-E. Amazing.
Okay, let's move on. Home life and future plans.
Yeah.
How do we manage our personal relationship?
The question really says, do you guys still get to have sex in a caravan? That is actually what the question was, so thank you for asking that. The answer is yes. Thankfully. Okay, with this new van, we don't have a concertina door like we used to have in the previous van, but we have put in a curtain rod.
Yeah, so get this. So for Jasper's 6th birthday, he asked us for, in his words, a removable curtain for my bunk bed. Which is, an unusual request from a 6-year-old.
We can arrange this.
I think because we get up so early, Paul and I are really early risers and we get stuck into work. He just wanted the ability to have that curtain pulled when we get up so that he loves a good sleep in, and that's great for us. It gives us a bit more. It gives us more time.
He's sitting over there watching, I think, Lightning McQueen, the Cars, series, with his wireless headset on.
Yeah. He's a happy camper.
In our queen bed.
Yes. So anyway, back to the curtain. I managed to find from Spotlight like a little, you don't have to attach it to anything. It just extends out and you can put it between 2 walls. So we've managed to put that up in his bunk. My beautiful sister-in-law whipped up a curtain for him. Yes. Actually, I've got to send her a photo of it. So he's got this really great little space now. Where are we going with this? Oh, sex.
Oh my God.
I was getting lost in the curtain.
Yeah, look, that's right. Okay, pretty well, yes. Look, 17 square metres, the main thing for your relationship is actually working out your trigger points, getting them, both of you across them. Yeah,
being nice to each other.
And then getting over it very quickly. We always say, with only one door to slam, it makes it a little more manageable, but as soon as you pull up somewhere and you're in these incredible environments, remote, oceans, whatever, you know. you can pretty quickly get over yourself and get on with it. So yeah, we're lucky that we love each other.
Yeah, honey.
Yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time, exactly. Okay, how's Jasper going with homeschooling? He's going great, actually. He's really thriving, and I think he'd thrive no matter what in this kind of lifestyle, because travelling kids, they learn so much on the road anyway. So what he's taking in, even when we're not sitting down at the table and, you know, doing handwriting practice or those real basic things, he is taking in so much amazing education everywhere we go.
Sponging.
Yeah.
Everything's in situ.
Yeah.
I know Katie, you know, will beat herself up some days and go, oh, we didn't do any schooling today. And I'm like, we just went and learned about
Captain
Lieutenant
Cook
James
and,
Cook and the Barmer and the local Indigenous people and the birthplace of reconciliation. And I mean, all of this is standing in significant places of historical moments that changed the way Australia actually is today. And we're there, you know what I mean? It's not in a book, it's not online. So I think every day's a lesson. You know, this is the best living, rolling classroom that you could possibly find yourself in with your kids. You know, if you haven't already checked out Jasperoo on YouTube, just search Jasperoo. Not in kids YouTube, it's in mainstream YouTube, as YouTube decides when it gets into kids YouTube. That's
come on, YouTube.
I think you'll see for yourself that he is absolutely thriving. Katie is the main teacher. My lessons are always, I refer to them fun stuff. We do camera work now. We're doing lights, camera, action, which is just a lesson plan that I made up, where he's now starting to edit on iMovie on the iPad, which is pretty cool because he's considering shots, direction. You know, this reminds me, and I've told this story before, about Steve Irwin. Katie and I met really because of Steve Irwin, and Katie was his personal assistant, and I was doing a TV show with Bindi and Steve at the time.
When she was 6.
Yeah, some kids fitness DVDs and all sorts of stuff. Bindi's Treehouse, I think it was called. Anyway.
You can Google it if you don't believe it.
Yes. Anyway, that's many kilos ago, that one. But
many years ago.
Steve was in an interview with Tracy Grimshaw, and we were sitting present, and she said, you know, look, is it too much to have your kids, you know, already on TV and on the internet? And he said, if I was a farmer, Bindi and Robert would be growing up, and by the time they were 11, they'd be driving tractors. By the time they were 6, they'd be out milking the cows. You know, you're a product of your environment. And so that is our life, you know. We are out in the public space because of the conservation, you know, that we want to do and gain attention for changing. And so, that's it. And now I can really see that. Jasper's a product of his environment, you know.
Totally. And he loves it.
I mean, if he wanted to do something else, then it'd possibly even be hard to anyway, because it's what we're doing every day.
Well, look, he's working towards launching his own rocket, and his new dream is also to run a railway. So, look, I'm sure those things are possibly still on the cards for him, but he's also loving, and has for the past couple of years, you know, he'll randomly just pick up a GoPro, and then when Paul's dumping footage, there'll be like 20 minutes worth of Jasper Cam content that he's recorded. So it is something that he's really interested in, and he loves it, and he's thriving. The homeschooling thing is a minefield. I know we get lots of questions about which way to go. There's so much information out there. The best advice, after having done it for almost a full year, would be to ask other families that you know that are travelling, or get into those groups and have a look at what other people are suggesting and why they're suggesting it before you make a decision for your kids.
Fantastic.
Okay. Do we think we'll ever stop travelling and settle down again?
No. Yes, actually. No, that's not true.
At some point, I'm sure we will.
We'll probably... you know, our plan is to do this for another 5 years in this format. Over particularly the last year, we've been asked, could we do this in America? Has been the big one. So we've been invited there, actually. So we are sure that we will go and do that, but that's a little ways off. Europe was another one, and also New Zealand. New Zealand's probably closer out of everything for us actually going and doing a little stint, maybe a season over there. We would love to. Spectacular country to travel. So yes, we can see ourselves settling down somewhere in that mix, but in the bigger picture, I think when Jasper's a little bit older and and really able to fend for himself, I think we will hit the international scene a bit.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, we love this lifestyle so much. So no current plans to settle down, but obviously we'll keep you guys posted if anything changes there. This is my personal favourite question out of all of the questions that have come in and everything that we've already spoken about. Are we concerned that Jasper's YouTube channel will be more popular than ours in years to come?
Again, I'm going to take from Steve Irwin. He got asked this question about Bindi and about her show at the time, and he said it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yep.
And we feel like that as well. You know, look, as long as he's still having fun and, you know, he's still letting me direct where I can and and put it together and edit it, we'll keep doing it. And yes, there is no doubt that, you know, he's thriving, his channel will be a success. It's doing well, so
yeah,
good fun.
I love it. Okay, and last but certainly not least, well, for this episode anyway, are you concerned about becoming too sponsored with your content?
Yeah, good
Great question.
Okay, we are asked to be endorsing products every single week, and that is not an exaggeration. There's normally a couple that come in, and if you've been following us, you'd know I think we have totally 4 partners.
Yeah.
And there is that chance of, you know, just grabbing the cash and, you know, and doing that. If you've followed us, you would know that we want to and have been authentic to the products that we're in. Particularly with the accessory stuff, you know, we've tried and tested it and then gone, right, this is great. And often we've contacted the owner and said,
let us be your brand ambassadors.
We think your stuff's awesome. You know, let us shout it from the rooftops. So that's been pretty amazing for us, that we've been able to maintain our integrity and authenticity through incredible partners. Do we think we would like a few more partners? Absolutely, yes. You know, especially ones, I mean, we've worn Kathmandu since day dot. Because it's durable, it lasts. Is it a little bit more expensive? Yes, except they have 40% sales all the time, so that's really good. And we can vouch for it. We love it, you know. It makes us feel good, it's breathable, it washes and lasts and all that. People are like, oh, do you carry an iron? No. You know.
No, this is Kathmandu.
Excellent. So, I mean, we should reach out to them, actually. You know?
Let's do it. What are we waiting for?
But the point is that we'd still rave about it, you know, and I think that's really important. There are a few products out there. I mean, Starlink, we absolutely love that, you know, and we'd love to be working with them. So watch this space. But we'll try and pick up a few partners that we absolutely love and that we think will genuinely add value to your experience.
Yes.
And then we will shout from the rooftops.
Yeah, and all the while maintaining our authenticity and our integrity and our genuine care to add value, because basically that is what we love doing. And if we get a discount code or a really great deal, then we love sharing that with you as well, because it's beneficial for everybody.
Do you know what? We should be, because if you've watched Stephen, when we talk about making money on the road, we are completely transparent about that. So we got to a point when we started, I think the first year and a half, we made $50 a week from YouTube ad revenue.
We were stoked about that too,
it was pretty cool. And then all of a sudden it jumped up and we were making $300 a week. And we were like, holy dooly, this is our fuel, you know. And then at its height, I think it jumped up to about $500, you know, just recently, something $550 a week in ad revenue. And we were like, wow, you know, it's a long game, this YouTube. And you know, that's 150 videos, but every one of those videos is being watched every single day by someone somewhere around the world. You know, and so you're getting this tiny little point something of a cent. But the point is that what we realised is that people don't like ads on YouTube, and that's the only way that you actually make money from YouTube
as a creator.
There's other really incremental ways, but that is primarily the basis of YouTube. So we have taken the ads out of the mid-roll because we know how much that annoys us. And how much it annoys other people. That has completely cut our revenue stream. So it's, you know, just a little over half, you know, now. So is it a smart business move? Probably not.
No.
But is it better viewing? Yes. So that's the only thing we would say is, you know, we put them at the beginning, at the end. You don't get to choose the ad content.
No.
But you can now take them out of mid-roll. So if there's ads at the beginning or at the end, please watch them.
Yeah, or don't even watch them. You don't even have to watch them, but just let them play through.
Exactly, because it is a great way for, you know, us to stay funded and keep doing what we're doing. And unfortunately, it costs a lot of money, particularly the camera gear. Holy dooly.
Yeah, it does.
And the fuel, obviously, and all of it. But it is our full-time lifestyle, but it's also our full-time work. Yeah. And so we will keep working our best to bring you the best quality content on YouTube.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, well, that is it. That is all of the questions that we have. I'm sure this is an epically long video. We don't need to answer anymore. It's been awesome to chat with you guys on the live chat as well. And as we mentioned at the top, we'll do our best to chip away at those replies, those emails and messages that come in so that we do get back to everybody. Next week, we have a fantastic episode coming up for you, all around Cooktown. Is that right?
No,
our journey to Cooktown.
Yes. The Cooktown one's the week after that. Okay.
It's a good thing I'm in charge of the content.
But it is so jam-packed. It is literally 2,200 kilometres. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. And awesome. And we also feature this incredible camp that we're at the moment and share this amazing people's story. We start our Happy Campers segment. Fantastic. Lots to share in the coming season. We are going to do our best to remain off grid and bring you the challenges that will pose and new challenges for us as we go. If you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? If you like the episode, then make sure you do give it a thumbs up because it helps the algorithms to spread it further afield. If you haven't checked out Jasper, get over there and check that out. Share that with your friends and family, and especially if they've got kids because they will love it. Yeah, awesome. All right, and have a great week, and we will see you same bat channel, same bat time next week. Excellent. Look after yourself. Bye. All right, let's really quickly go and have some sex. Just kidding. Thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe and share our channel. And if you'd like more information on full-time RV travel and living, visit our website, thefeelgoodfamily.com. There you'll find loads of free resources, our weekly podcast, caravan cooking recipes, our monthly Go RV magazine articles and much more. We look forward to seeing you next week. Take care of yourself and your family and happy trails.